a sigh of relief that, oh, finally they've spoken. It shows that there's a voice of authority in the land. That's fine. But to realize that I've participated in a couple of committee engagement with SEC, with CBN, and to think that, this is what they came up with after 4 years, about 2018, trying to, research the space. I'm very disappointed, people.
That was Abikure Tega, the founder and CEO of Kumo Africa, speaking in a panel session at a recently held event in Lagos, where he was asked to give his opinion regarding the new regulation that has been put forward by Nigeria's Securities and Exchange Commission. And there's actually more to this video, and that is why today on Let's Talk Crypto, I am going to be going over the new rules and regulations regarding or governing crypto offering platforms and those intending to provide crypto services in Nigeria, as well as key parts of the regulation. And finally, I am going to be bringing more reactions like this, that of Abikure Tega, to you. And so if you're new to the channel, welcome. Get to like, make sure you smash that subscribe button and get to like this video so that YouTube can get this content to as many people possible. And if you're returning to the channel, smash that like button, share this video with your friends so that we can get many people, all right, in the know as far as regulation is concerned in Nigeria. So let's jump straight into it. Now, today, I am going to be bringing out some of the publications that I have when I was researching for this video so that we can get to sort of build a solid foundation in terms of where the conversation started. Now, to a whole lot of people, all right, the conversation actually did not start today. The conversation around regulation has been going on for the past couple of years, since 2017 down to 2018. And as far as the CBN, the Central Bank of Nigeria, is concerned, as well as Securities and Exchange Commission, this conversation did not start today. And to a lot of people who are maybe new to the information that has just been put forward by SEC, it is actually important, that you have an understanding of the fact that the conversation has started long time ago. To CBN, the conversation started around 2017, and then in 2018, they reestablished their standpoint regarding, their perspective towards cryptocurrency and crypto transaction, or the crypto space in general. And for CBN, that's for CBN. Then for the Securities and Exchange Commission, it started sometime in 2020, 2021 as well. We are going to be finding out all right today. So let's jump straight into it, basically. So it says here that on the 5th of February, the Central Bank of Nigeria released a circular addressing it to banks and other financial institutions with the directive that transactions in cryptocurrency and facilitating payments for cryptocurrency exchanges were prohibited. Now, this 5th of February was actually the 5th of February last year, which was 2021. And just to go down here, to sort of read, then it says that the CBN further instructed all banks and other financial institutions to identify individuals or entities that transact in cryptocurrency or operate cryptocurrency exchanges and close their accounts. And now this was actually the point where the CBN, all right, released its love letter to the entire tech and blockchain or cryptocurrency space in Nigeria, prohibiting commercial banks from helping, let's say, crypto companies or crypto offering platforms from providing service to them, and all that. And that actually shook the entire crypto space, all right, here in Nigeria. That publication was actually by Premium Times. Let's take a look at another angle to the entire conversation as we see, all right, on Tech Point Africa. So it says here that happened on the 5th of February. Then 2 days later, the Central Bank of Nigeria published its reasons, right, for its controversial move to deny Nigerian crypto exchanges access to banking services. Now, let me explain what this actually means. It simply means that prior to the time the CBN released, this information, crypto platforms were able to seamlessly onboard Naira onto the platform via bank accounts of users or customers who are operating in Nigeria. So, for example, let's say I'm using Binance. Prior to this publication or prior to this declaration, it was easy for me to, from my bank, make a deposit, all right, into my Binance account from which I would then use to trade, and also make a direct withdrawal from my Binance account into, all right, my bank account. But this love letter to the entire space made it pretty much very, very difficult, all right, to achieve that. So let's continue now. It says here that if you remember on Friday, the 5th of February, which was the previous 2 days back when it was first released, this actual publication is sort of reiterating the reasons why the CBN actually prohibited commercial banks from helping or facilitating transactions for crypto offering platforms or service providers. It says here that the CBN released a 3-paragraph circular that effectively put an end to the connection between the Nigerian crypto exchanges and licensed financial services providers like your commercial banks. Now, as we learned, this resolution came without a prior consultation with major industry players, and it raised a lot of questions about the future of innovation and the role that the regulators play. Now, let's go back to 2017 so that you get the idea. As I mentioned earlier, that the conversation started for CBN in 2017. Now, in 2017, the regulator warned that cryptocurrencies were not legal tender and consumers risk losing their money without room for legal redress. So it told banks and licensed financial companies to do what? To make sure that they do not hold, trade, or transact virtual currencies in any way, that virtual currencies exchanges that patronize them have effective anti-money laundering and combating financing of terrorism. For some of us that actually watched that video of the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, where he gave a speech on the reasons, why that circular was published. To also discontinue, let's continue to discontinue any relationship with an exchange if they are not satisfied with the controls that they put in place. And finally, report any suspicious customer transactions to the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit. That was in 2017. And then in February of 2018, the CBN then released another that sort of reiterated the statement of the previous circular with an added paragraph. Now, the paragraph contained the following. It says here, let me just quickly put an highlight to that. It says here that virtual currencies are traded in exchange platforms that are unregulated all over the world. Consumers may therefore lose their money without any legal redress in the event that these exchanges collapse or close business. All right, this was just like a paragraph that was added to the previous circular. Now, if you've been following this conversation since 2017 down to 2018, and then again in 2020 and 2021 for Securities and Exchange Commission, when they actually joined the train, you would sort of get an idea of the fact that the reason behind such circular, or the reason behind what we consider as a ban on cryptocurrency in Nigeria, is to basically protect users, is to basically protect customers, all right, to protect them from losing their funds. Now, a typical example, right, to sort of, if I'm going to speak from the angle of the CBN, a typical example there is that that of the Luna and UST crash that we all witnessed in the crypto space. All right. Recently, we saw how Luna, crashed from above $100, all right, in value in the market. It crashed down, all right, to 0.0000. Like, it was an absolute outage, downtrend, and Luna actually collapsed. And a whole lot of people have been seeing it in the space. It actually trended on Twitter for a couple of weeks. We saw a lot of people complaining about the amount of money that they've lost. So this is actually a typical example of why CBN has actually stepped into the space to take some sort of control, and to also create some sort of awareness that this space is not entirely what we all think that it is, because these projects, these tokens, these coins, these cryptocurrencies, they can, do exactly what Luna and USD did, all right, in the coming days. But one thing that actually surprised me in the speech that the CBN governor Godwin Emefiele, gave sometime in 2021 regarding crypto. Was it 20? That was last year. Yes, 2021 regarding the crypto ban. He mentioned that the fact that um, the the space or cryptocurrency basically is actually one that is used to sort of facilitate scam, to sort of finance terrorism, and that was quite shocking to the entire crypto space or players in the crypto space at the time. And in a recent event, Chimezie Chuta, who is the founder of Blockchain Nigeria User Group, was also part of a panel session where he sort of gave his own opinion, regarding that statement, from the CBN governor. And that statement is, I'm going to be playing the video right now. So you just listen to this and also get a sense, of where this conversation started and how it has intensified over the years.
I've come to the understanding that cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin and generally it's good to people when they find it useful, and it's bad to people when they think it's not useful to them.
True.
It's like water, it doesn't have enemies. Okay? So
That part.
we have seen they rightly will say, okay, it's bad, and they'll blame it on the technology.
True.
One of the things I found that in our dealings with them is that the systems and processes that the regulators are using in the traditional financial system are not sufficient enough on its own to even protect the traditional financial system. Talk less of the crypto decentralized
The
technology.
crypto space, yeah.
For instance, when you say that people are using Bitcoin for money laundering,
Yeah, guys, this is it.
for
Pay attention to this
terrorism
part.
finance. Okay, how did the money move from traditional finance to the crypto?
The crypto.
There has to be a clear understanding that there is a point of entry and a point of exit. Have you strengthened your own systems and your processes in the traditional part so that if a huge amount of money suddenly leaves the system, you know and you can track through the BVN that you've established the people who were involved in those transactions?
Okay, so that was, I mean, that is all. There's no even need to sort of like lay much emphasis on that. And he's actually so spot on, with that statement. All right, and I know you would agree with me. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section what do you think about all these that has been happening so far, and as well what you think about what Chimezie Chuta has just said. He's actually, like I said earlier, the founder of Blockchain Nigeria User Group. He's one of the top players, like top professional player in the crypto space. He's someone that I've been following since 2018, that I've been in the space myself. And coming back to what he just said here, it's pretty much very simple, right? So you can't call something that you don't understand, probably because you don't sort of have a control or probably a deeper understanding of what it is. You don't call it that it is being used. I mean, not crypto won't be sort of like the first currency, or through crypto anyway, might not sort of like be the first currency through which money laundering, or people have been using the US dollar to launder money, and so on and so forth. So it's not even part of the conversation, and I don't think it should even be part of the conversation. And so, like I said earlier, I actually have more reactions from players in the crypto space, and that is the conversation basically involving the CBN, and how tough it was for most players or service providers in the crypto space. I personally, for one, I might not, for the sake of what do I call it now? Confidentiality. Mention some of the friends that I know that I have, direct access to, who were running services or crypto or providing crypto services in Nigeria, but as a result of the update, as a result of the CBN circular, or we call it the love letter that the CBN gave the entire crypto space, they left. Like they left, they shut down in Nigeria, and now as I'm speaking to you, they are in another country raising same or offering same service, and they are finding it. I don't want to use the word easy, but there is this sort of acceptance, from the other country because they want innovation. They want to be able to embrace a technology that can advance or take them from where they are to where they need to be. So that was the conversation regarding the CBN. Right now we are going to be taking a look at when the Securities and Exchange Commission came into the conversation, or came into the picture, with their own sort of publication. So this one is same tech point. These guys, I've actually included the link, or all the links to my sources or resources in the description of this video. So you might want to check it out there. If you want to further your findings regarding how regulation has evolved from when it kicked off sometime in 2017, 2018, or the conversation around regulation sometime in 2017 and 2018 up until this very moment. So check it in the description. I have included links to the sources that I'm presenting right now. So let's take a look at when Securities and Exchange SECNigeria came into the picture. So it says here that the Nigeria SEC, issued regulatory guidelines for digital currencies and crypto-based companies or startups. Now, the aim basically was, according to Nigeria's Capital Market and Investment Regulator, is to again, let me just quickly highlight this part, as I've mentioned earlier, to protect investors and create standards for ethical practices. Now, also, the Commission will regulate all digital assets token offerings, which is DATO for short, initial coin offerings, security token ICOs, and other blockchain-based offers within Nigeria by Nigerian users or by foreign issuers targeting Nigerian investors. So what this actually means is that sex regulation is actually both for the Nigerians or Nigerians who are looking to be service providers in the crypto space, as well as foreigners who are looking to sort of gain market entry into the country, Nigeria. Now, it says here that according to a statement released on the 14th of September 2020, the SEC will be taking a three-pronged approach to regulate innovation in the crypto sector, and these three are safety, based on market deepening, and providing solutions to the problems, right? So it was actually on these three bases that SEC we are going to provide, regulation for crypto offering services or providers, within Nigeria. Now, according to the Commission, crypto issuers or sponsors will be required to register their digital assets with the Commission. First, they are to make an initial assessment filing with the Commission to prove that the assets they issue are actually securities, and then there will be a filing for registration proper. So first of all, there will be a need to sort of make sure that the assets or the tokens or the cryptocurrencies that they are trying to issue or they are trying to bring into the market are securities. And once that is confirmed, because SECNigeria classified the digital assets or cryptocurrencies basically as securities rather. So as soon as you're able to prove, beyond all reasonable doubt that the service you're providing or the assets you're bringing into the space, they are regarded as securities, then what would now follow is a filing for registration or for you to be able to register with SEC. So that is one part. This was in 2020. This was in 2020 when they initiated, their first publication, to let the entire crypto space in Nigeria know that they have their eyes on what is going on, and they are actually looking at regulating the crypto space, or they are looking at regulating crypto transactions or dealings in cryptocurrency transactions in Nigeria. Now, this trajectory, basically, as I've just taken you through how it kicked off in 2017 for CBN, 2018, and then in 2020 for Securities and Exchange Commission, down to last year for CBN as well. Now we are going to be going over. Let's fast track that to where we are today. All right, and that is basically on the fact that the Securities and Exchange Commission has now finally provided their documents or their publication regulating crypto offering platforms and service providers, also custodians, all right, in the crypto space here in Nigeria. So I'm going to be bringing up the publication by Naira Matrix. We are just going to be reading a little bit of that. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be looking at the key parts of the regulation, and then we're going to take or look at more reactions, from key players or top industry players within the crypto space here in Nigeria. Okay, so let's take a look at this quickly ASAP. Now, this publication by nairamatrix.com, one of the leading websites covering economic happenings, business, tech, crypto conversations, or news stories regarding these what do I call them now? These diverse sectors, all right, in Nigeria. It says here, boldly written, that SEC issues regulations governing transactions in cryptocurrency, NFT, as well as other digital assets. Let's just go down a bit to read. Now, the Securities and Exchange Commission has released new rules for digital assets as part of its effort to regulate digital virtual assets rather, such as Bitcoins, NFTs. This is contained in a recently released document titled New Rules on Issuance, Offering Platforms, and Custody of Digital Assets. So if you don't have access to the SEC's publication or regulation, I'm going to include the link in the description immediately after, all right, this live ends, so that you can be able to have access to the entire document and to read for yourself to have a better understanding. But I'm just not going to be reading everything here. I'm just going to be going straight, to sort of the key parts or key definitions. So let's start with the key definitions. Now, SEC defines digital assets as a digital token that represents assets, such as a debt or equity claim on the issuer. That is sorted. SEC also defines securities token offering, which is STO, as offering and sale of digital tokens that are considered securities, which validates the other part I said, where once you to prove that what you're offering is securities, then you fall under the jurisdiction of SEC's regulation. To continue, SEC defined the digital assets offering platform as an electronic platform controlled by a DAO operator that hosts a DAO. DAO there is actually decentralized autonomous organization. So then, why a digital asset custodian is defined as a business that provides the safekeeping, the storage, the holding, or maintenance of virtual digital assets for the account of another person. So these are the things that Securities and Exchange Commission Nigeria has defined. And as long as you are within this definition, then you fall under the regulation. So let's look at some of the key. Now, the first I want to quickly draw our attention to is on the filing or on filing the initial application should you want to register with SEC. Now, it says here that all promoters, entities, or businesses proposing to conduct initial digital asset offerings within Nigeria or targeting Nigerians are expected to submit the assessment form and the draft white paper. White paper is actually a document that contains the vision, the mission, all about the project, all about what your project is about, the roadmap, basically the tokenomics, and so on and so forth. So SEC is saying that you need to provide your white paper, as well as the assessment form. So white papers are expected to include disclaimers stating the following in bold capital letters: that the Securities and Exchange Commission has not approved these tokens or determined if the tokens are securities and thus shall be registered, or that the content of the white paper are accurate and complete. Any false or misleading representation is a criminal offense and should be reported immediately to the Securities and Exchange Commission. Then the commission will review applications within a period of 30 days and give its written feedback within 5 days after the review. So these are actually key parts of the document that is actually on filing for registration registration, after SEC has determined that the digital asset is a security, as I've mentioned earlier, the issuer will apply for registration. Then the registration document will include the name of the tokens, the ticker there's actually the short form. So for Bitcoin, rather, you have BTC. For Ethereum, you have Ether. In the market, is regarded as ETH. Then it's going to also include the price, the amount, and the number of tokens. They will also need to provide solicitors' opinions and corporate governance disclosures. And finally, there will also need to be an escrow agreement with an independent custodian or trustee registered with the commission. Okay, so then on limitation to funds being raised by the firm, it says here that the regulation provides that issuers may only raise funds within the limit of 10 billion naira. However, it states that SEC can increase or decrease the ceiling from time to time. In other words, they can actually increase or decrease that amount in limit, or that amount in limit of how much an issuer or a crypto offering platform can be able to raise. Then he went further to say an issuer may only raise funds subject to the following limit: 20 times the issuer's shareholders' funds. For example, the maximum quantum of funds permitted to be raised within any continuous 12-month period, subject to a ceiling of 10 billion naira or any other ceiling as the commission may determine from time to time. Then SEC also states that in the event that the raise fails to meet its soft cap, defined as the minimum raise. So for every raise, there's a minimum, which is the soft cap, and there's a maximum, which is the hard cap. It shall refund all monies collected from the token holders within 5 business days from the offer closing date. Like I said, all these things that we are reading, they're actually put in place. The sole essence or the reason basically is to protect investors, to protect customers, basically. And we're going to be hearing more, all right, from some of these players. I'm going to be playing some videos for us to see. Then there's another thing that I just want to quickly point out here. It says here, for digital asset offering platforms looking to operate in the market, SEC requires that they file and pay an application fee of 100,000 naira, processing fee of 300,000 naira, and a registration fee of 30 million naira. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it at that because I'm going to come back to this. Very, very key, because I was part of an event recently. I actually anchored an event recently in Lagos, the Legal Business Conference, organized by the Legal Business Network, where the coming together of players and captains within the legal world as well as the blockchain world came together to talk about regulating blockchain and fintech innovations in Nigeria, and then to also have more in-depth discussion regarding this new regulation that has been put forward by SEC. So at that event, just to quickly point out here, at that event, Dr. Momotimi Agama, I hope I got that pronunciation correctly, the Deputy Director and Head Registration, Exchanges, Market Infrastructure and Innovation Department of Securities and Exchange Commission, Nigeria, was in attendance. He actually attended virtually. And when he was brought on to speak on the new regulation that has been put forward by SEC, listen to what he had to say.
The new rules were well researched by the SEC, and indeed, after those researches were done, the Rules Committee considered those rules alongside rules from other jurisdictions. So when people come out to say what kind of rules are these, what have they done, what have they not done, it is because they probably do not know the rule-making process of the SEC. The rule-making process of the SEC is very, very, very rigorous. And we do not at the SEC reinvent wheels when they are already there. So as much as possible, we had to do so much work. Besides doing so much work, we shared those rules with stakeholders in order to get their understanding, their buy-in, their suggestion. But of course, it's not everything you suggest to a regulator that he will accept. But more importantly, the rules were done responsibly in order to take care of various risks that exist within the market.
Okay, so yet again, Dr. Emomotimi Agama reiterates the same points that I've stated earlier when I was explaining the reason or sort of the core essence or reason why SEC has actually put forward this regulation, and that is basically to protect investors, as you've just heard him said here, and to also protect their investments, protect customers, and make sure that they are actually safe. And a typical example, as I've mentioned earlier, is what happened with Luna and UST, for example. So it's cases like these that we have SEC in place to be able to regulate the space and make sure that things like these don't occur and just take people's hard-earned money, and then people are left broke, people are left cashless, no form of money anywhere, and stuff. So let's hear more from Dr. Agama, because the reason why I'm actually bringing more, from him is because he works with the Securities and Exchange Commission as their deputy director and head of registration, exchanges, market infrastructure, as well as the innovation department. Although he actually gave a disclaimer at this event that he was speaking professionally and not speaking as or being the voice of SEC in this case. But let us hear
The
more from
essence of
him.
regulation is protection of investors.
Again, he reiterates that the essence of regulation is to protect investors, as we've been saying earlier.
The registration is the hallmark of regulation. And if you are regulating, the essence of that regulation is to be able to bring the people together, how to go about them, how to go about it, and making sure that they don't cross the line. Because once there is regulation, then of course the next thing that comes with regulation is enforcement. So
Enforcement.
if you do not meet our regulation, then definitely you are violating our regulation. And if you are violating our regulation, then it means you are in need of enforcement. So the primary essence of the existence of the SEC as an institution is investor protection, besides market development. Crippling innovation cannot be part of what you blame the SEC for, because its twin mandate is market development. And in market development, it means that wherever there is innovation, vis-a-vis the environment, vis-a-vis the investors, vis-a-vis the stakeholders in that system, to know clearly if this is good for us. And if it is not good for us, of course, we will have a big stake. But once it is good for us, we'll encourage it, we'll embrace it, and make sure that the investors are properly protected any day, anytime.
And that is it. Simply put, pretty much straightforward. And that is one thing I like Dr. Emomotimi Agama for. He's a very, very, very precise speaker. He hits the nail on the head, goes straight to the point. And at the event, a whole lot of people were excited, based on some of the things that he was saying basically. But then this space that we are in, it is not everybody that would sort of agree to certain thought patterns or certain what do I call them now, informations that are being put out by regulators. I'm not here to speak for or against anybody. I'm just here basically to bring information like this to as many people possible, so that they can be able to be in the know of what is going on in the crypto space in Nigeria here, as far as regulation is concerned. So please let me know what you've listened to so far and what you've heard so far. What do you think about the regulation? Have you read it yourself? The document, it's actually 54 pages. If you've read it, let me know in the comment section. And from what you've heard so far from Dr. Agama, Chuta Chimezie, and from some of the other guest speakers at the event that have just brought their videos to you, that of Abikure Tega. Let me know what you think as well. Like, drop in the comment section, communicate with me. Let me know what you think about regulating cryptocurrency in Nigeria. Let me know what you think about the document that has been put forward, especially this particular part of the document, which states here that SEC requires that you file and pay an application fee of 100,000 naira. That is an application fee. So before you register as an issuer or as a service provider in the crypto space here in Nigeria, you will pay an application fee of 100,000 naira. You're going to pay a processing fee of 300,000 naira, and then a registration fee of 30 million. Let me continue. There is also a sponsored individual fee of 100,000 naira, And finally, they will also need to have a minimum paid up capital of 500 million naira, and will be required to provide a current fidelity bond covering 25% of the minimum paid up capital as stipulated by the commission's rules and regulation. Interesting. These are well stated figures. If you don't have these things in place, forget about doing anything that has to do with running a crypto service or providing a crypto service here in Nigeria. And this actually got Mr. Adedeji Owonebi, who is actually a senior partner at A&D Forensics. He was also present at the event, and he was actually, confronted with this part of the document, which stated the prices, the fees basically to pay, and all that. And get to listen to what, his reactions basically towards, that.
The whole licensing payments and fees are very, very exorbitantly high for people that are having startups here. And because I was just looking at the trajectory of the Estonian from $2,500 to $12,000, learning in the process, to $250,000. Then Nigeria started with $1.2 million if you use the 415 official exchange rate as the registration one. I mean, the capital base is 500 million. You need to pay 30 million
30 million.
for registration. You need to pay, the registration fee to collect the form, 100,000 naira. When I joined the whole thing, I made a little write-off. It's around 530.4 million for you to say you are coming on board. It does not make any sense for anybody, no matter how much we polish it. The whole licensing payments and fees.
Okay, so I was actually going to take that off. I didn't know that part was just so interesting that you would want to listen to it all over again. Like I said, if you want access to, they actually said more. All the guest speakers, people who attended the legal business conference and sort of gave their opinion or suggestions or contributions towards the conversation that we are having right now, which is bordering on SEC's regulation for crypto offering platforms. There is actually more to what they said. And if you want to have access, to this recording, a big shout out to Ifoma Ben, who is the organizer of the event. I actually reached out to her when I was researching for this video today to be able to grant me access to this video. Apologies if it's coming blurry. I had to actually pick it up from YouTube. The event Okay, sorry about that short break. So if you want to listen to the entire event, if you want to sort of get a sense of what was discussed at the event, just okay, I'm going to do something. I'm going to include the link in the description to the YouTube video so that you too can watch and listen to more, of what they said at the event. Or you could just quickly, if you don't have that time to wait, you can just visit or search for the Legal Business Conference on YouTube, and you'll find this video of the entire event, and then you can listen to it. Once again, a big shout out to Ifoma Ben, the organizer. She was the one who gave me access to be able to have, these materials or these video materials available for us, to have in this event or in this program today. So I hope I've been able to sort of provide like an in-depth knowledge or information regarding crypto regulation, where it kicked off basically in 2017, how it started 2018, 2020, 2021, and then now we are in 2022. And we are still having a conversation. Why? Because SEC has released a regulation that is going to govern crypto offering platforms or intending crypto service providers and also custodians in Nigeria, or who want to operate in Nigeria. And like I said, the document is actually up for download. If you want to download, it's a 54-page document. I am going to also include that link in the description so that you can have access to it. And that is why we have programs like this, Let's Talk Crypto, to be able to bridge the information gap between what is going on in the crypto space, as well as people, all right, who are sort of interacting or engaging with the technology or with the space, but then they don't even know what is going on. All right. And so I want you to encourage me, yeah, by liking this video, smash that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and let's get all right to share this video with as many people possible so that they too can benefit from the content that we are providing. I hope I've been able, to help you understand the trajectory, to help you understand the progress, to help you understand, the journey so far, as long or as far as regulation in Nigeria is concerned. It's been an amazing time doing this with you. We're going to be calling it a day. If you have questions, your comments, use the comment section. All right. Make sure you use that comment section. Let me know how you feel. Let me know what you think about the regulation itself. I am going to be reading the comments, and probably in my next video, I could also give you a shout out. So till I see you in my next video, keep trading, keep studying the space, keep finding updates that can help you be in a better position to take advantage of the space, and make sure you are not caught wanted. Okay. And also make sure to share these materials with people who might want to provide service or crypto related services in Nigeria, but then they've not seen, all right, this update. Share this update with them. I will see you in my next video. My name is Tony. It's a bye for now.